Invite. If you know what type of tree that is, put that in the comment section along with your likes. Subscribe to my channel and this and that, And if you have some extra pocket change, I don't care if it's 50 cents, you can donate if you want. If you don't want to, it's just up to you. I just, throw those suggestions out there. Of course, everybody does it. And I don't like to throw those suggestions out there because, I think everybody knows those things at this point in time. But, what you might know is what type of tree is that? So if you can tell me what type of tree that is, throw in the comment section. There's another one right here. Of course, I know what these trees are because they kind of grow on the river. It's kind of unusual to see them growing in an area like this, down in a low valley, Unless at some point in time there was a river that ran down to here, which I kind of doubt because there's no sign that this was actually a river at one point in time. But you never know. History has a way of changing things over the years. It has a way of changing things over the years. All right, you see me walk in? Now you're gonna see me walk out. How was that for a change, How was that for a bit of change? You will see me walk out at this point in time. Because I know you don't want to see me, you don't want to see this trip backwards, do you? Do you really want to see this backwards? You want to see me make the same journey backwards? I'm walking you the other way. So I'm going to walk out the same way that I'll climb in. And if I can never catch my breath at this point in time, So I'm going to walk my way out the same way that I'll climb in. And we'll see what happens. What do you think is going to happen? Sometimes there might be a surprise. It's like last night. I was in a live broadcast on YouNow. I was on YouNow in a live broadcast. And they were talking about ghosts. Wait a minute. Did you hear that? Yeah, I do. I hear something. I keep hearing voices. But most of the times it's not my imagination. I'm actually really hearing the voice. But that would really be spooky, wouldn't it? If I was walking out and we heard voices that were not actually a real person, but actually a ghost from the past. But during the live broadcast, I was like, they were talking about the ghosts and this and that, and the thought popped into my head. It was like, if you could pick a ghost to come and haunt you, who would you want the ghost to be to come and haunt you? Which ghost would you want to come back from the past and haunt you? I was like, I thought about that. I was like, well, if I ever was to be haunted by a ghost, I'd want to be haunted by a ghost that, had made a lot of money in life. Oh, I saw something. I hope it's a wealthy ghost, because that was my choice. My choice was a wealthy ghost. I was like, if I ever get haunted by a ghost, I want it to be a wealthy ghost, so someone who can come and teach me how to make money. Because I don't know how. I'm like, I don't know how to do things like that. So if I'm ever haunted by a ghost, I want it to be a wealthy ghost that can come. So I can be like, oh, cut off the haunting shit, I just want you to teach me how to make money. You're obviously was a wealthy ghost in your past. Well, you weren't a wealthy ghost. You were a wealthy human being in your past. Can you teach me how you made all that money to make my life a bit easier? Just quit with the spooks and stuff. Let's get real here. Let's talk business. You haunt people. Why don't you do something constructive with it instead of something evil with it, right? Am I right or wrong? What do you think? Am I right or wrong when it comes to ghosts? Why would you want to haunt somebody and scare the hell out of them? If you're going to haunt somebody, why not do something positive with your life as a ghost and help them, So if you're like a wealthy ghost, we could teach people. Today, they really need it. The people today, they could use haunting by wealthy ghosts in the past to teach them how to make money so we could turn the economy around. You think? That was my thinking. But of course, the live broadcast I was in on YouNow was like, they were like, insider trading, that's not right. No, we're going to have to block wealthy ghosts from coming back to Earth and doing positive things with their life in the afterworld besides haunting people and scaring the hell out of people? No, does that make sense to you? So I was like, does that make sense to you? It made sense to me at that point in time. I was like, what's Congress going to do? What's Congress going to do? How are they going to prove that a ghost came into your life and taught you how to make money by giving you inside information to where all the good deals was, to where you could take a few dollars and make a lot of dollars really, really fast? What do you think? Or maybe that is the way the world works, you think? But then you would have to look at the world today and be like, where are those ghosts? So they fall asleep? What are they doing? They're definitely not giving their information to the people that are leading today. Well, so those are the kinds of thoughts that travel through my head sometimes. I'm like, why can't ghosts do something positive with their life instead of all the time doing evil things with their life, like knocking on walls and banging and this and that, and scaring the hell out of people where people are like, oh my gosh, you hear that? Yeah. How exciting is that? You're walking through your house and all of a sudden you hear something that's not normal and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Oh, this is so fun. I'm glad I have a positive ghost in my house. How many ghosts ever come into people's lives and they do something positive with their life? It's like they live in this world and maybe they're not successful in this world, and then when they get to the next world, their minds have not changed one bit. They enter into the next world and their minds have not changed, and they still think the same way they did when they were here, which was not a successful life. That could be a reason why you think. What's your opinion on the subject? What is your opinion on that subject? What do you think about that? Because I didn't really know. But, if we could pick and choose, that's what I would pick and choose. I would want a wealthy ghost to come into my life. I'd say, knock it off with the banging on my walls. Knock it off with that crap, this and around the pans and this and that. That's so stupid. You made a lot of money when you were here on Earth. Why don't you use that skill to teach me something positive, to help me do good things with my life, instead of all this bullshit, all these bad things that aren't accomplishing anything? Because why? The thoughts that go to my head is like, it doesn't work. I want to know what does work. Those are the answers that I want to hear. I don't want to hear all the crap. I hear that every day by the people around me and the environment in which I live. I don't need to enter into the ghostly world to hear the same stuff. I hear the voices again. You hear that? Well, I think those are real voices. I didn't think those are ghostly voices. So, that's when it comes to ghosts. So when I was in that live broadcast last night, we started talking about ghosts. I was like, if I was a ghost, I would do something positive with my life after death. I would, if you were like a wealthy ghost, that was my choice. As you know, to choose a wealthy ghost. I was like, if a ghost is ever to come in my life, I want it to do something positive.
That's a real thought,
So it's like, last part of my trip, so I head back towards the vehicle. I'm gonna walk up this hill. I'm gonna get a drink, then we're gonna take a break. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button by now, you haven't hit like, do that now. If you haven't left a comment, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about ghosts. Do you think ghosts are real? Or do you think they're fake? Do you think it's part of people's imagination that they don't really exist? What do you think about that? Alright. With that said, we're going to take this last journey up this hill right here, which is a very small hill. I'm like, that's a hill? I wouldn't call that a hill. This is like more like something you could skateboard off of, or roller skate on, or rollerblade. Nice. If you look at some of the other videos, of course, you can't really see how steep the hills are, but a lot of the hills that I climb up and down, they're pretty steep. And you're going through mud sometimes. And it's slippery. You need cleats on just to be able to make the walk. Hiking stick is recommended. Sometimes you have to make fairly large steps. Hiking stick or walking stick helps you to keep your balance when you're making those big long steps when you're climbing up things. And sometimes where you might have to like reach with your legs to make a step. So this is something I've got to get back into doing. Something I got to do a lot more of, so I can get some exercise in. You hear that? Are they real birds? Or are they ghostly birds? Where are they? Where do you think they're hiding at? Don't say the trees, because I know they're in the trees, but which one? Can we get a photo of them? Alright. With that said, let's make the journey end right here. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.